This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody? It's another
What's going on?
NFC show, and we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and of course, Roku TV, all part of the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. How does it feel to be the best division in the NFL?
Hey. Oh, it feels amazing. It feels so good to be 2-0.
I kind of expected the same thing from, the reactions that I got from all four people was exactly how I expected.
I mean, of course, like we're the only undefeated yet. And for us,
you're the only undefeated Jets.
No, undefeated as of yet.
Oh, okay. You're expecting to lose this weekend?
No, I said as of yet. No, there is no expectation of a loss this weekend. So
I was gonna say you guys got a big game coming up, as do we. We all face literally. It's all starting off divisional play here. Yep. Let's start off with you, Pork Rind, since you were all excited last week that you guys had won, and then you guys faced Detroit. And I will be honest with you, after watching your game, I felt more confident about my game.
Hey, I will say it was an ugly half. It almost made me feel like I was back in Dallas for that Sunday night game last December. To go down 22-0 at halftime, I mean, it was just it was bad play by all. Offensive line didn't block very well. Hutchinson had 3 sacks. One was he caused a fumble, and it resulted in a safety. Special teams, I mean, I think we had 3 drives in a row where we started within the 16-yard line. It was just, I don't know. I can't understand why we did not re-sign DeAndre Carter and we let him go to LA Chargers, because, I mean, the man's doing great there. I really don't have very much confidence in our return games. Dax Millen, I'm not a fan of him at all. Defensive line played good. Linebackers and defensive backs, I'm a little worried about, but we're supposed to get Cam Curl back this week, so hopefully that'll help out a little bit in the backfield and maybe move Derek Forrester into the Buffalo nickel. So We'll see. We got Philly coming into town, so hopefully Wentz will light them up.
So did you think that it was the defense played that poorly, or did Detroit play that well? Because I'll tell you, like I said, after watching your game, and I was flipping between your game and the Giants game, obviously, I made me feel better about how the defense played against Detroit. That maybe Detroit's much better than anticipated in general. And that the first week playing against us, where they came back and all, everybody just looked at that as the Eagles gave up a lot. But maybe it could have been that Detroit was that good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Detroit has some weapons on offense, but I don't know. I'm not. Our offensive line didn't. I think their defense played better than ours. Put it that way. Our offensive line did not block for Wentz hardly at all in the first half, and then it makes me think. Did they change and go to more of a prevent defense in the second half, and that's why we were able to move the ball a little bit more. I mean, Carson Wentz, he didn't play bad. He did have one interception, and that was he kind of overthrew Logan Thomas, which got deflected in the air and resulted in an interception. But other than that, I mean, he played pretty good. Our run game, we're struggling in the run game. Chase Royer suffered a knee injury at the end, so losing our center, that's going to hurt. We're hoping it's not season-ending injury, but he's going to be out for some time. So our offensive line is definitely banged up. So that's not a good thing when Philadelphia is coming into town wanting to go after Wentz. So
I only saw a little bit of the game because I was cussing out the Sunday NFL ticket. Oh, that don't get me started. You guys abandoned the running game. Was that because you guys were behind so quick?
I mean, we had to. We were down 22-0. Okay. And plus, I'll be honest, Detroit's defensive lines, they're pretty good, man. I mean, Hutch, man, to see him live in person, he's a monster coming off that end.
So he broke a record, 3 sacks and a half for a rookie.
Yeah.
And you guys had 5 total. 5 total the whole game. Yeah. Oh no, wait, you guys got
6. They may have gotten 5, but the other team, Detroit, got 6 sacks.
Yeah.
Total.
So I thought it was 3.
That was the first half, all by Hutchinson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at
monster. And at first I really thought it was going to be a defensive game. They got the ball first. We got a 3 and out, and then we got the ball, same thing, 3 and out. So I mean, it was heading that direction, and then we just could not get the ball past the 16-yard line on special teams. I mean,
that's where I'm going towards your special teams. You said that you lost a guy to the Chargers, and then nobody, why did they let him go? So what was it? The punt special team, the kick returns? What was it?
It was both kickoff, because he played kick return and punt return. And I mean, the guy would get us to the 35 almost every single time on a kickoff if it wasn't a touchback. But this kid that we've got, his second year wide receiver out of where did he play? Played with the quarterback for the Jets. Was it not Baylor? BYU, I think it was.
Yeah.
Max Millen. Yeah. So I don't know. He's not the answer, man. We've got to find somebody else to play back there.
Well, they only threw it to him one time for like 6 yards. Dax.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like 4th, 5th wide receiver on the list. But as far as returning the ball, he's just not impressive at all.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess, I mean, we'll see how you guys come out this week. I do expect, like I said, after seeing how you guys went against Detroit, and then, knowing how our defense played this Monday, there's a 6.5 point spread, and I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, I mean, our defense does not play well against quarterbacks that are mobile. So, and that kills us every time. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend.
So, Pork Ryan, real quick, I'm going to stir the pot here. So, Philly just said he's feeling confident. That has to bother the crap out of you right now.
Oh,
the
trust
fact
me.
That he said that.
But I'd be feeling confident too if I was Philly. I mean, the way they're playing and the way that we looked last week. I mean, granted, it's 1 week. I get it. And it was 1 half. We played much better the second half. But
see,
at the same time,
you know what? I'm sorry. I got to interrupt you. This is what happens when you have years of abuse. This is what occurs when you get years of abuse. He has not been relevant for so long. And it's been so bad.
I'm finally
that
at
he's
the table.
just
You damn right. I'm gonna be pounding at it. You are so right. Yes. And did you? I mean, hold on, guys. Time out. But pause the clock, Philly. Did you see how I asked that question? I was like, Pork Rind, that must piss you off.
Yeah.
Like I did the whole Captain Kirk and everything.
Trust me, it pisses me off. All right? It pisses me off. I don't even want to see Jamie on Sunday. That's how much it pisses me off. No, I mean,
he knows I'm coming. He knows I'm coming.
Oh, hell yeah! And you know what? If you're gonna call me out, I'm gonna say true or false because those are the only 2 responses I have, and that is yes.
I mean, it pisses me off that there's gonna be so much green in our stadium this week.
Watch.
Yeah,
you see, no, he's talking about me, Pork Rind. I'm finally pulling up to the table. A crowd 2-0, first time since 2016. And that's why I was like, is it bitch? Yeah, I was like, I felt good when I made that step. Oh, I felt good.
Yeah, well, and listen, let's talk to the other team. They happened to win. This is the second week in a row that there was 3 teams that won in the NFC East. Let's see how he feels over there in Dallas on the upper side in Austin, Texas.
I feel a lot better. It was funny because I was telling everybody that we were going to win that game. Nobody believed me. And the reason I had that confidence was one of the offensive line that the Cowboys defense was facing, 2, how nervous Burrow seemed to be back in the backfield, how he was holding the ball so long in the first game, and it just carried on to the second game. Our defense did everything possible to keep this game within arm's reach. Our offense really didn't do anything till the last, the first half was great, 17 points. We didn't put anything up in the third quarter, and it just kept going downhill from the offense, but until that last drive. But I think I'm pretty confident going into this game, and I think practicing again with the ones with Cooper is going to be a little bit more, 3-dimensional as 2-dimensional, which we were doing just with the wide receivers and the running backs. And I think we're going to be getting our tight ends a little bit more involved in this one.
So, real quick, True Blue, and when I say this, you're not in this category, okay? Week 1, you could not find a Dallas Cowboy fan. Week 1, they were in the sewer. They were in underneath the rocks. The moment that field goal went through the uprights, they rose like the living dead. Not only did they rose like the living dead, the first thing that came out of people, we beat the defending AFC champions. We beat the defending AFC. These are not the same team. Yes. By bylaws, right? Unwritten bylaws. They won the championship last year. Therefore, they earn the right to be the defending whatever championship they won. Right? Okay. But these are not this. They are not who we think they are.
No.
You cannot.
And the confidence that the Bengals fans had going into this game was, it's just like us. It was week 1. We had the struggles.
Right.
As Philly sports guy was alluding to last week, 4 preseason games are going to be the first 4 regular season games. And that's what it seems to be because of all the mistakes that are being made on both sides of the ball. And you're right. The fans did rise up.
Tackling has been atrocious. Tackling has been atrocious across the league. And that's part of what happens when it comes to the practices and not bringing anybody down in the practices.
I'll tell you right now, Crowder had a good smack on Henry a couple weeks back, and we were popping.
You're getting to see where people are losing focus, and when you lose focus, you get smacked in the mouth. That's what happens.
Now, true, there got to be some concern with the fact that you guys were up 14 to nothing or 17 to nothing.
17
or 17-3. I'm sorry, 17-3 against the Bengals. And then granted, it wasn't like sustainable drives. I mean, they only got like 2 field goals the third quarter. And I think they got that 2-point conversion. Granted, you got to them. You did get to Barrows 6 times? Was it 6 or 7?
It was 6, and of course Micah was getting there, but the pressure that they were putting on the guys on the front line was what's, has a big Armstrong, DeMarcus Lawrence. These guys were pulling stunts and everything else, and again, Burrow was holding onto the ball, and you can hear the fans inside the stands from the Bengals telling him to throw the ball or get rid of the ball. Their run game wasn't so shabby, but our defensive line was doing what they're paid to do. And that's the thing again. This week, we held another good team to under 20 points. And when you're in the NFL, you do that. You should win games with your offense. And, of course, with our backup quarterback and everything that's going on with our running backs, I mean, I'm just glad to pull that one out.
And you had mentioned Micah Parsons. Okay, look, we all can agree that he is a beast. We can all agree that he is one hell of an athlete. We can agree that he deserved the defensive rookie of the year last year. He might get the defensive player this year. It's early. I know I'm putting the cart before the horse. But how dare Stephen A. Smith claim that Michael Parsons is the second coming of LT? That is blasphemous. The audacity of him making that claim. Look, Stephen A. Smith, if he's hearing this, which I highly doubt, I wish he would, I'm going to give him his own advice.
Somebody else has been watching. I know that they got watchers out and they watch this show. So don't.
Well, he needs to stay off the weed. Yeah. How dare he put Mike? I'm not saying Michael Parsons is not an athlete. I'm not saying that. But you got LT and everybody else. Bottom line.
You know what? And I'll give him that right now. But if Michael Parsons continues on this trajectory, they could be then in the same conversation. Yeah. It's much, much, much too early to put them in the same conversation right now. That's what I can get out of that comment. I understand how you have a certain feeling towards that, because LT was a giant. It's just like saying that he's just as good as Reggie White. He's got a long way to go before he gets to
Reggie White. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
No. What?
That's what I'm talking about. Look, you can't have him in the minister.
The minister of defense was the man. Okay. He spoke softly. He preached Jesus. And then when he sacked you, he said, hallelujah. Okay. I'll give him that. But LT changed the game. I'm not saying Reggie White. There's a lot of players that make an impact. LT changed they made a position for him. When LaDainian Tomlinson played, I never called him LT because there's only one LT. LaDainian Tomlinson did not change the game. If a player changes the game, if Michael Parsons changes the game, if they make a new position for him, okay, then we can have that conversation. But until then, no, he's just like another defensive player like everybody else. LT is a standard that it's like perfection. It's like trying to be Jesus. It's not going to happen. I'm being honest.
You can't compare what LT did to what Micah Parsons doing this early in his career. But as Stephen A. Smith is pointing out, and he's a Giants fan, I mean that I think that's one of the reasons it's probably irritating you. Oh yeah.
If he's a Giants fan making that comment, which I read he is, then that even makes it more worse. We should cut his tongue out and make him lick his own butthole because it's not.
Look,
that's foul. I'm sorry.
Micah Parsons is doing what he's doing is because that's the position.
I'm not disagreeing.
And I'm not going to put him in any conversations with anybody, until his career is over. And let's see the stats and let them speak for themselves, because the last thing I like doing is comparing anybody, apples to apples. And right now what we're doing is apples to oranges.
Do you realize
let the man's career be full?
Do you realize the jump that Stephen A basically dismissed Ray Lewis? He dismissed what's that, the Wolverine?
Brian Dawkins, but he was a safety.
He was a safety.
Okay, but but still defensive player, right? Defensive player. What other linebackers? That's Junior Seau. There's so many other linebackers that it's not even in the same sentence. That's in the Hall of Fame that are even comparable to LT, and they're basically putting Micah Parsons above all of them. Yeah, I call football.
I didn't hear the comment, but
it's on my TikTok. It's on my YouTube. It's on Twitter.
Sure it is. Like I said, I didn't hear that.
And then I said he needs to stay off. No, remember, it's his own voice saying he should stay off the weed. And I'm sorry, I digress.
I believe that, again, as he's starting out his career, if he goes on this trajectory, it would be LT-like. I can't see, again, I didn't see it. I didn't hear what he said, but I can understand the impact that Micah Parsons has had on this on their defense. He is the defense right now. That literally the defensive line isn't that good. It's Micah Parsons that makes them look much, much better. If you were to stop Micah Parsons, you got most of their defense worked out. That's the difference. He is disrupting quarterbacks so profoundly. He's taking away a full second of time to throw the ball, which means that they don't have the time to be able to look around to a third read. And that's what most of these quarterbacks are dealing with right now. So
Armstrong and DeMarcus Lawrence are playing really well on the defensive line. DeMarcus Lawrence is getting, the double coverage on him, and Armstrong is starting to get that up. And see, that's what frees up Micah Parsons. And while everybody wants to take away from our defensive line, that's what's setting up Micah Parsons to get where he's getting at right now. I mean, it's a totality of everything coming together for these guys right there on the defense. And then I'm not going to throw out my secondary. My secondary is playing phenomenal. I mean, look, we held Chase down to, 18 yards, 16 yards, something like that on the passing side with a couple of receptions. I mean, we really didn't give up the big plays in the backfield of the secondary.
What do you say?
So
stop in the
So it's one of those things where it's just
wait, time out. Wait, hold on, put that back up, Jamie.
I knew he was going to say
hold up. Do you understand how long it takes to get this luscious and flowing? I demand a recount.
Hey, you only like what you like. You know what I mean? You're never going to be part of ZZ Tops.
It's not about the size. It's about the most. Wait, we're talking about something different. I'm sorry. My bad. I got distracted.
Sorry.
Quantity, not quality.
When it gets to beard talk.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That. I look handsome. I look handsome already.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
There you go. Just to make you feel a little bit better. He's all excited with himself, and he's still crying about 2 years ago, even though they're 2-0.
Yeah, and here was the other fun thing was that, tidbit is that walking into the stadium is I had this gentleman come up to grab a picture with, and at the end of the picture, he goes, "I'm Cooper Rush's dad." And I said,
wow,
yeah. I spotted him real quick, and I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "You might as well tell your son that he's going to go ahead and win and get close to 300 yards in the air." And he goes, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." I said, we're going to get this game. So I think that we, I think what happened during that game was just a lot of coincidence, but it was fun to talk to him.
You should have asked him how many kids did he have? And wouldn't it have been funny if he'd have been like, oh, he's the second born. Damn, he's always a number 2. That sucks. God.
Yeah, but there's a couple of things, seeing what our quarterback's doing. The quarterback play that Cooper Rush was doing was excellent. And from my eyes, as the number 2 quarterback coming in and just slinging the ball around like he's supposed to, goes to show that our receivers are capable of getting open. So Dak Prescott's going to have, he's going to have some numbers to put up when he gets back.
Wait, are you saying there's going to be a controversy when he gets back?
No, I'm not saying that there's going to be a controversy. There's just going to be some, there's going to be some subtleties, some subtle words said amongst the fans if things don't go the way that they were going or that they are going.
That sounds like a controversy to me.
I know. Yeah. I was waiting. Yeah. I was like, hold on a second. Let me pull up the Webster Dictionary.
That's not for me here to say now. I'm just saying.
Right.
It may come out to be whatever it is, but.
It's always fair. Matter of fact, there was a TikTok out there where you see a gentleman pretending to be Dak. And he's like, hey, good job. Hey, that was a good pass. And then someone's like, yeah, man, he throws the ball pretty good. yeah, pretty good. Maybe he should start, week 7. He's like, no, I'm going to be back week 7. What do you, it's one of those. I'm not doing any justice, obviously.
That's fine.
But no, I'm not even going to say. I was going to say, what if he came back and it turned out to be like the Tom Brady story? Dak don't see the field at all again, and then you guys, that would be miserable.
I guess it wouldn't be for Dallas if they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like 6 times. Yeah, I
don't think it's going to go that route, but I think I'm just going to pay attention to what goes on here in the next several weeks and the outcomes that go forward to see if we get these W's.
And you said, and you did call it. Let's give you some. Last week on the show, you said week 6. You got some good sources, brother. I thought my sources were good, but damn, you called it. Kudos to you.
Yeah,
I wish I was on that phone call 5 minutes before the show, so I could, I'm like, really?
Well, the thing is just, you got all these so-called insiders who just, want to have the name put out there without actually doing the research. They don't research the surgery. They don't research the injury. They don't research any of that. And that's why Mr. Jones can come out and say what he's saying is because he has the authority, because he has the insight. And that's all I pay attention to.
We were saying that, Jones said he was going to come back week 4. Like he was going to be out 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a little, what is it, like 5 weeks instead of the 4? Granted, it's 1 week shorter. However, you know what? Now that I think about it, you bring up a really good point. Let's say Cooper Rush is playing well, not next week. After next week, he starts playing well. And he right, he's gonna have his stumbles next week, and then
so you're saying like you're hoping that he does well enough to overcome what a loss that they're going to receive this week.
Right, yeah, they're gonna be beat
already you're going to try and so you're going to say like because if he walks all over you guys, it's a whole different story then, right?
That's a big if, Philly. And
I didn't ask if. I just said
no. You did say yeah. Can we play back the tape? Can we get a review? Anybody got a red flag?
Yeah.
Anybody?
No, you're right. I'm sure I said if, but even still.
I'm just picking.
You're white out. You're not at Penn State. You know what I mean? I saw the email. That the Giants sent
Everybody saw the email. Yes. So, which is blasphemous because that is G14 classified and it should not have been leaked to the public. When I find out who that leaker is, it's you and me, and it's probably everybody shared that letter but me. So
Ryan sent me emails, because the moment that you get tickets into that stadium, you get emailed by that team for the rest of your life.
Well, that's every team.
Well, tell me about it.
I still do that. That's what he's talking about.
Giants email me
Yeah.
to let me know how they're doing. You know, and I love reading some of the emails when they said, damn, man, we sucked again. You know, that was a lot of last year's. So this year,
that's my email to you. And I'm sure there was some tears on that email as well. But this is a new year. It's a new year.
It's a new year.
All right. Well, I think, since we're already here, True Blue, what time? When are you getting there?
Hold on 1 sec.
My bad.
We're right at that time where I have to go do our commercial messages. So we will be back right after these messages.
A great day of music for an amazing cause. Saturday, September 24th, don't miss Yacht Stock River Jam. 24 bands on 2 stages, starring Sarah Spicer.
Love will hit you hard, like a fish through the wall, like a semi-automatic, it'll leave a scar. Love will hit you hard, like a hook to the right.
And Audra McLaughlin.
I don't want to feel the sun, I just want to feel the rain. Trade whiskey all night long.
With special guest Vixen 77.
Some days I do, some days I won't.
Yacht Stock benefits Shriners Hospitals for Children, Philadelphia.
Some days I won't.
Get your tickets now at yachtstock.org.
Some days I won't.
Yacht Stock River Jam, September 24th at West End Boat Club, just off 95 in Essington.
Some days I don't.
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboys fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get it each.
And we are back. So now that you get it off the phone, put everybody away. We're going to talk about the Giants being 2-0 for the first time since when?
You're such an ass. I swear to God.
2001, 2002?
2016. Come on now. The year before y'all won your only Super Bowl.
You were 2-0 in 2016?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Excuse me, I'm on a podcast. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Oh my Lord, he's got to be about Pittsburgh here. He has no idea who I am. So, anyways, what I was saying.
2016, really? I think that's where you were.
Yeah, 2016. You guys went 2-0. Are you sure about that? No, you're not actually. I think it was before that actually.
What 2016?
You guys went 2-0.
I want to say we started off. Yeah, I think because the first game we beat Dallas that year. That was the first game. We beat y'all 2019. True Blue. I don't know if you remember that. I do. And I think I can't remember the second game. Yeah, I think we started 2-0.
All right.
2016, last time.
Somebody will find out. One of our followers will definitely find out for us. Yeah, I expect Chris to be on this pretty quickly right now. So go ahead, talk about it for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to say it was 20. See, now you got me thinking. I might have to check myself. Anyway, no, I'm excited
for
the game.
2019. You guys have been 1-4 for the last.
No,
5
it wasn't
years.
2019. No, I want to say if it's not 2016, if somebody can prove me wrong, I will send them a $25 gift card to dresscomfy.com for the latest and greatest of the G Man merch. And yeah, that's all I got. $25. Now about the game. True, I'm excited for this game. I'm really anxious to see what's going to happen. I'm going to be honest. And if I don't care if these words come bite me in the butt or whatever, but I wish Dak was there because of the fact that, and not you're excluded from this list, but Dallas Cowboy fans have a habit of making excuses.
Yeah,
Bottom
I can
line.
see that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing is you're right. Is I never want anybody injured on the opposing team so we can play the best.
Right.
At any outcome, regardless of who my starters are, regardless of their starters or backups, I want to play the best at all times. And
it was 2016.
Yeah, I'm seeing here Biz _115. Shout out. 2016 beat Cowboys and Saints, then lost to they were the Redskins then. Let's give them their due credit. I'm sorry, True.
No, you're fine.
Now, on a side note, when are you flying in?
I'm having a little bit of difficulties right now attending this game with everything that I have going on work-wise because it's a Monday night schedule and it's just I don't think I'm going to make it.
So your difficulties wouldn't be called sneaky G-man, would it? Because I'm going to the game and
no,
I don't like that. I don't like him at all. I'm not going to that guy.
Not that. No. I barely have time to breathe right now.
Oh shoot! Who you telling now? Okay, you tell me.
He's just not going because all of his jerseys are white.
That's probably that's a better reason. I like that, Philly. That's a better reason than what I had, and actually because of that reason, it makes me feel better about myself too.
No, I got the blue one.
He's got a blue one right there.
You found it.
It was in the picture. It's in the picture. You're able to see it. So,
so what do you think your key points to victory against the New York Football Giants?
I think the keys of victory is running the ball. I think a combination of both Ezekiel and Pollard. Everybody is. You're
getting Gallup back, right? Too, right? You're getting Gallup.
What's that?
Gallup, is he coming back on this game?
I'm hearing he's going to be back, but again, remember I was telling you last week was 2-dimensional. This week I think it's going to be 3-dimensional with the tight ends being a little bit more into the game. But I think Pollard and Ezekiel have to do more on the ground. Granted that everybody in the sports world keeps talking about the commitment that the Dallas Cowboys have to Ezekiel Elliott, and that's why he's in there. And I'm like, no, it's a combination of both, them stacking the box and then getting the receivers open. So I think our biggest thing is just spreading the ball, like I said, getting it 3-dimensional to the tight end, wide receivers, and to our backfield. But the other thing too is I'm not going to worry so much about the rush from Barkley. What I want to make sure is that I don't have the passing like I did last week. I want to stop the deep balls. I want to stop the deep threats. Anything coming over the middle. And I understand Barkley's going to have some yards on the ground, but I'm not worried about that right now.
So Barkley, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had like 75 yards against Carolina. You could tell they had like 9 in the box. Going against him. I will say this, right? So last night I had my show, and the conversation I had with Giant fans about Daniel Jones, you would have thought we lost the game. I understand there was some missed throws, some miscues, but we gotta celebrate the little victories about Daniel Jones. No interceptions, no fumbles, 1 touchdown. I think he had like 188 yards passing, I think. Pedestrian numbers, but the biggest number was a W. And even week 2, we're talking about Lamar Jackson coming over to the Giants. Can we not? In my opinion, can we not? So I'm going to be honest. I don't want Jones to force it, but I want Jones to have. This is one of these games that I would love to see Jones have a "this is why I'm here" kind of game. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you always have the Debbie Downers on their quarterbacks who.
Oh, and I know you would know a lot about Debbie Downers on the because I hear them at work all the time. I hear them at work all the time.
And the thing is that these guys are paid professionals to be in there. We can say whatever we want, but the biggest thing you have to do as a fan is support them. And whether you're in that stadium, I don't know if you heard our stadium this weekend on how loud we were getting, and it was awesome. but again, it's because we had the real fans in there who wanted to see the Cowboys win. I was just like really glad to see how loud our guys were getting in that stadium. But yeah, we can't do anything as fans to get our quarterbacks or whoever we want as a quarterback in there. So, we've always got to talk up who we have.
And that's why I do with Jones, because the comment was, how long we have to put up with this? Well, if he's not good this year.
Exactly.
That's it. And the thing the situation we're in right now with Daniel Jones is if he is the guy, he will be the guy. If he's not, next year we're going to find the possible guy.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, supporting him and then hoping he does well. But if not, and with Saquon, I think Saquon's going to have a great game. The offensive line, and I haven't looked at the injury report as of yet. We're getting better. We were great the first game. I guess the adrenaline was going. I think for our key to victory is the offensive line, and of course the defensive front. We got to get more active on the defensive front. So I'm really curious on how we're going to, contain if Gallup's back, Gallup, or just keying off of CeeDee Lamb and your tight end. What's your tight end's name?
Hey, he's going to be out of the game. Yeah, he has that injury on the PCL.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, he had an awkward tackle the other day, and I think he's going to be on the IR. Not IR, but he's going to be out of this game.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dang.
Jeff Schwartz.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Is it Schultz? Not Schwartz?
Yeah, Schultz. Dalton Schultz. Sorry.
Yeah. See, look at me knowing things more than you. All right, so listen, we might as well talk about this game right now. So we'll all pick it because we're talking about it. Dallas Cowboys going to the New York Giants. The over/under is 39.5, and the Giants are favored by 1.5.
I got 2.5. It says 1.5.
I got 1.5 right here.
And what was your over/under?
39.5.
Okay, yeah, I got that too. Okay.
So I'll go first on this one because it's getting loud in here. I think that the Giants squeak one out against Dallas. I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think that the defense is probably going to score for Dallas because I don't trust Daniel Jones. But I think that it's going to be like a 13-12 game or like a 15-13 game. It's going to be like a ridiculous 5 field goals against a touchdown and 2 field goals type of game. I'm dead serious. I think that both teams are going to have a hard time getting into the end zone, and it's going to be like 15-13. And I got the Giants squeaking it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys in this game. Sorry, sneaky
asshole.
No, I think it's going to be a 21-17 game. I think Daniel Jones is going to throw 2 touchdowns in Dallas's favor.
With the slide in the DMs.
Yeah.
He was about to be my best friend.
Yeah. No.
Ass.
Yeah, I think Dallas pulls it off. I think at the end of this weekend, everybody in this division is going to be 2-1. Sorry, Philly.
Since we're the home team, go ahead, True.
I'm going to have the Cowboys winning this one by a field goal. I think our defense is going to do enough to stop Daniel Jones in the running game. I don't think they're going to score as many touchdowns as what they have. 2.5 points, 1.5 points, whatever it may be. We'll squeak this one out by a field goal.
So just for the record, I almost had Pork Rind on a spit take. I almost had him. almost. That's going to be a TikTok. I'm just going to say that. I think the score is going to be 20-17 Giants. Duh. I think that we're going to get a touchdown from Daniel Jones, TD pass from Daniel Jones, and a TD pass from Cooper Rush. I think this is going to be Cooper Rush's bring back to reality moment. last time Saquon and Micah was on the field together, legitimately the play before Barkley got hurt. No, actually the play that Barkley got hurt after that play was committed. They had Barkley and Micah lined up 1-on-1, and Jones missed Barkley on a pass down the middle. Okay.
I thought you were going to say they were playing at Penn State.
No. I
mean, that would have been a feasible answer, though.
Yeah, I saw what you did there.
On the field together,
I saw what you did there. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, it took a minute. I had to let it breathe a little bit, but I got what you. I caught what you were throwing. But I do think it's going to be a close game. I agree with you, Philly. It's going to be a snot rocker type of football game. Of course, any game can blow up and be it could be the total opposite of what we're saying. But I kind of. I'd be shocked. But yeah, I got to say 20-17 Giants. Barkley's going to have 100 yards. And I would love to see Barkley run over Micah Parsons. Like legit, like Bo Jackson to what is it? What was his name? He played for Seattle.
You might as well keep dreaming.
No, but Bosworth. Yes. Yeah. What do you keep dreaming? You don't think that can happen?
No, I don't think that can happen.
Oh, my God. No respect.
You're right. No respect. But I got you guys winning the game. So,
I appreciate that.
Feel good about that.
But still no respect.
Anyways, so now I get to talk about the fact that we looked pretty dominant in the game that we had. And it made me feel a couple of things.
You played Kirk Cousins on a Monday night.
I was waiting for that.
There you go. That I did take that into consideration here.
Right.
I also took into consideration the way that Detroit played against you guys. And I thought for a moment that it's possible that Detroit could be the team that wins the NFC North.
Okay. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take at all.
Could be.
Yeah, that they are that good. And that you guys were able to score some points on their defense, but I think that their defense is the weak link in there on their chain there. You know what I mean? They got a good defensive line, but their defense is not very good at all. And that to see Carson Wentz throw 3 touchdowns. Carson Wentz right now has a better passer rating than Jalen Hurts. And I also understand that this is still preseason-esque. You know what I mean? The fact that we won 2 games is only – okay, we were pretty substantial against the Vikings, who were supposed to be a lot better than they are. So
and they won the week 1, right? The Vikings?
Yeah, they pretty handily took care of Green Bay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So there's a couple of things that concern me. One, that we haven't needed to score a point in the fourth quarter. 2, that we have not been losing. We have not been down at any point this season yet. And it makes me wonder how that's going to be when we do. I want to see us in adversity situations. So if I was the Washington Commanders and I was coaching them and I seen what I have seen so far from the Eagles, I would win the flip and take the ball because I'd want to score first. And I'd want to put them back on our heels. The 2 things on that. Are you able to put us back on our heels? Or are you guys even going to make the right decision and take the ball first? I'm not sure that either one of those would happen.
Being that this is, a rivalry week for Mr. Wentz, little payback, I could actually see them taking the ball and wanting to score first just to get the momentum on our side, kind of keep those fans, under control. But any other time, we probably would defer to the second half. But
there's no way. I mean that I think that would be the right thing to do. Get him on the field very quickly.
Yep.
If you put him on the field 7 points behind, I think that game's over at that moment. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to get the ball and go for it there. I would almost go bomb to McLaurin. And it's funny that I'm calling
Dotson,
out the first play. Yeah, that I'm
Hey,
calling out the first play here. But that's what I would do.
That would not surprise me, to be honest with you, Philly. If it's either a bomb to McLaurin or Dotson, one of the two, whoever can get past, your defensive backs.
Right. Because I think both of them are going to be man-to-man coverage. I mean, Jefferson. So I think that Slay is going to play through an injury, but I think that he got hurt. And I keep touting the fact that, I watched on the play that he got that last interception against Cousins.
Yep.
He pushed away. He got hurt on the play before that where he almost got the interception and dropped it. And he was getting a sub, and the sub didn't take it. The sub was like, hey, no, I'm getting out of here. Get out of here. I got this. And then he got the interception in the next play. I think he's going to be hurt this week. I think he's not going to be playing at 100%. And I think they're still going to put him on man-to-man. And it's possible that if they put him on McLaurin, that it's going to be
a long day.
So if he's injured.
Well, I think he's injured. I don't know for certain.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're getting a read that he's injured, and we know, the technology that we have with the coaching staff and everything else, if he is injured and he does get burned, what do you say then as a fan?
Well, I mean, that's just me knowing it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what
he's
I'm saying.
out there playing. He's got to play. You know what I mean? That's what I feel about it.
I'd be disgusted if knowing that I saw that he got injured and then he's still in the game. It's just, I don't know, man. That's just not right. That's just not right. I mean, if he wants to stay in and injure himself furthermore, okay, albeit. But a coach has to know when to say, hey, you got to sit down. We need to rest you. Make sure.
Well, I mean, in the very next play, he got an interception.
Yeah,
so
that's
you can't
fine.
really argue that either.
Yeah.
Well, you can't argue that, but I'm saying as an overall injury, because I don't want to see anybody injured, and then what turns in from a minor injury to major injury.
Right.
So that's something to keep an eye on. What's the weather looking like? I didn't even check the weather.
It's going to be like 80 degrees. It's supposed to be nice weather.
And it's going to be like a beautiful, gorgeous day, actually.
Yep.
It's a 1 o'clock game.
It's supposedly raining. Like
1 o'clock.
I think like 40% chance in New York. So yay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yuck.
Yeah, no rain for us. But I have this game. If you know what, I'll wait because I'll wait till after you guys talk about it. The over under in this game, actually the game itself is over under is 47, and the Eagles are favored by 6.5.
Wow. 46 and a half.
Start with you guys.
So I'll go ahead and you know what? So I actually did a poll on my show, and they're saying Philly easily. Okay.
Yeah.
However, I think Wentz believes that he has something to prove, and he has something to play for, and we all know he circled it. So I'll make it quick. I'm going to go Washington by 4. Whatever, 14-10, 24-20, 34-30. I think Wentz he wants this one, and we'll see if he'll get it.
I'm seeing as being up in the Northeast, I don't see this as a home game for Washington with as many fans from Philliers going in there. And if you're saying the weather's somewhat decent and it's going to be fine, then I'm going to have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles because they're just, they're playing good ball right now. And I see them doing everything offensively as to where Washington, couldn't stop Detroit last week. So I say, both of those teams as week one, even though it was week one, those guys both scored really high. And I just think Washington is not going to be able to, compare with them on the defensive side of the ball.
Wait a minute.
Score, and
I'm going to say the score is probably going to be like 33-12.
So wait. Pork Rind said the Giants were going to lose, right?
Yeah.
I change. Eagles by 32.
Eagles by 32.
So, anyways, I like I said, beyond the fact that I think that I called Washington's first play, I believe personally that if I called the first play, that means the Eagles already know that, and I also believe that we're going to come out here pretty strong. I don't want to be sniffing ourselves, and I think that the way to not sniff ourselves is to be facing against an old quarterback who left out of here in a very interesting way. And I think it is when it comes to quarterbacks going back against their home team, their old team, that there's a lot of emotion that happens with the one that's not necessarily felt by the entire team. And right now, the Eagles are playing very well, but it's still very early in the season. So if you put this at week 7 or 8, I could see that they might be sniffing themselves. But I don't believe that. I think it's still too early for them to sniff themselves. And I think that they're going to continue a complete, annihilation. Now, I still don't trust my defensive coordinator, and I think because of that, you guys are going to score some points in makeup. You guys are going to have a very similar game to the way you did against Detroit, but for different reasons. Different problems are going to arise. So I think I have this game 34-17, or is it 34-24, somewhere around there. I got it like over. I definitely got it over. The over-under is 47. Over, and the Eagles covering, though.
So, yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think Wentz is going to throw 5 touchdowns, and it's going to be 38-28. We just have to really, I'm telling you.
He's going to throw 5 touchdowns, but 2 of them are going to be to the Eagles.
Nope, not happening. Not going to happen. I'm telling you, all we have to do is contain Hurts. That's it.
Contain Hurts. You know what? That was what Vikings said.
Yep.
And you know what they did? They did contain him. He only had 57 yards on the ground. We only had 160. We only had 153 yards in total offense rushing the football. Still the best rushing team in the league, by the way, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
So, I said, that's fine. It's possible.
After this week, everybody in the NFC East will be 2-1.
All right. Well, first off, Pork Ryan, you can go to hell. Secondly, if Wentz throws 5 touchdowns, I will give you a $50 gift card to dresscomfy.com. If that happens, I'm going to hook you up.
Hey, so speaking, when I opened up the, it's hard to see, but it says that.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that too.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, Byron got one on me. I'll admit it.
This would be the second week in a row I give Philly a loss.
So you guys, you did beat me this week. But I had 3 guys out. It happens. Injuries. I can't make any excuses on the injuries.
What is that? I mean, what does it mean?
But you know what? It was funny. On all my leagues, I went up against Tyreek Hill. Every single one of the teams I went up against had Tyreek Hill on that. It was ridiculous.
For me, it was Lamar Jackson. 2 of the 3 leagues I'm in, I went against Lamar Jackson. Are you kidding me?
I have him in one of my leagues, so.
I'm still trying to
figure out.
But
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I have him in our league, I think. No, I have Jalen Hurts. But I have him in one of the leagues, and I went up against Tyreek Hill and Allen. They scored 100 points on themselves.
Got it. You need a quarterback too, True. Oh, my God. We're playing against each other, and then we're playing against each other. Ain't that some mess? I'll tell you what. You can take the fantasy football win.
I don't know.
I'll take the medal.
I don't even know what any of that means, but oh well.
Huh? Anyways, listen,
we'll talk.
Our time is up. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Good luck to all the teams this week. Definitely except 2 teams Philly are going to lose this week.
Good luck, everybody, except Cowboys.
Except for Philly.
Yeah.
And as always, Giants. We'll see you guys next week. Where we get to have a lot to talk about. But as always, go Birds!
How about them
Yeah.
Cowboys?
Together.